What's up guys, Ivan here, and I was about to start recording a song for a friend, my good friend Sebastian Male, who is actually also the singer of my other band, Ash Makers. Amazing singer. I've been making music with him since the very first moment that I picked up the bass actually. And like I said, I was about to hit record and I thought, well, before I start recording, why don't I make a video about the process, right? So I'm gonna show you what I'm doing, what I've done so far, and then what I'm also going to do now, and yeah, show you a little bit about the process and some ideas, tips, and so on. So let me show you the gear that I'm about to use. For the bass, I am using, or I'm gonna use my G&L LB100. It's a P bass, as you can see. Even though I love my Dingwalls, they are amazing basses. This particular P bass, the G&L LB100, records extremely well. I mean, it sits so good in the mix. And recently I swapped the electronics for a wiring harness by Monty's Guitar. A friend of mine recommended that, and right now the bass is sounding great. So I'm gonna use it for this project. It's like a bossa, swingy feel tune, not rocks, not metal, it's not funk. So I just need the bass to sit nicely in the mix and be nice and round and punchy and pillowy. So I need something like vintagey for that. So that's why I'm using the LB100. Also, I'm using the Noble DI, and probably, I mean, right now it's set flat. Probably I'm gonna do like this amount of boost or a little bit more, like maybe there. Nothing crazy. I was about to start EQing before recording and I decided to turn on the camera. And as for the interface, I am using a Neve channel strip right now, and currently there is a teeny tiny bit of boost at 35 Hz, just a little bit on the channel strip, not much, but that's it. After tracking the DI, I probably will reamp the track and either use an Ampeg B15 or an SVT, just to send two different signals so that he then can pick what he wants or blends them if he wants to. But then there's options, and also if he needs to reamp, then also the DI, he can do it as well. And here is the Logic session that I have. So I've already done a rough sketch of what I'm going to play. He sent me just an MP3, so I had to learn the song and then a few other changes and whatnot, then come up with some bass lines. It's nothing crazy or complicated. So, I mean, you heard it, it's not like super tricky or complicated in terms of playing skills. Bass just needs to groove with the drums, which is what bass playing is mostly about. So yeah, I'm gonna do the final tweaks in the EQ, just check a little bit if it's too bassy, how much tone control roll-off I'm going to use or not. And then I'm gonna proceed to record. I usually like to record with headphones, or well, I'm using my in-ear monitors just to remove any room reverb, and it lets me be much more precise with nuances like muting and hearing all the drum kit more clearly. So that's something that I noticed works for me better. Sometimes I just track without them, but I've noticed, like I said, that in most cases I can record better with in-ear monitors or headphones. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna start EQing and then film while I'm recording. Okay, so I finished recording. I have already made my comping of the track. I mean, there's not much that I changed, just some little parts of some sections. I did record more than 3 takes because of tone, mainly. I played these ones on the bottom closer to a pickup, and then these ones on top closer to the neck. I found that this sounded a bit better. And then I punched in this section at the end just to try some things. But yeah, I've already made the comp, and now what I'm gonna do is bounce that to a new track, which we're gonna use now as our DI track, which will be this one right here. And from here, I'm going to grab a plugin, an amp plugin, and reamp it. And then I have then my 2 tracks, the DI and the amp track, that I can send to my friend. So these are the settings on the amp that I've finally picked. As you can see, there's not much going on here. The EQ is flat. I just pulled back some of the output volume by the attenuator here, but not much. And this already sounds good as is in the mix, and I don't want to EQ too much because then the mixing engineer has the freedom to do whatever he or she needs to finish the track, you know, apply EQ on it. And one thing that I've noticed well, that I do is that, of course, I EQ or I pick the tones with the volume also on the fader. On the fader, like at full, right? So it's like a full volume. But then, of course, I also pull it down quite a bit so that it's like at a volume where the bass would sit in a mix and then listen back. And from there, I can hear if what I've got and what I'm sending is going to be useful or not. Because if it sounds good with the bass pushed up a lot, but then when you put in a loudness, it's like disappears, or it's too boomy or too muddy or too much treble, you know? You gotta put it in context always. So yeah, I'm happy with the sound right now, so I'm just gonna bounce another track. That's pretty much it, actually. I just need to bounce the tracks and then send them to my friend. That would be it. I'm really happy. I don't put compression usually unless it's a rock track and I'm very sure of what I'm sending and what else is coming to the arrangement. But since the arrangement here is so sparse, I don't want to put any stuff that might affect how the bass reacts with your instruments and so on. So I'm just gonna send the DI and the amp track, which, like I said, well, how I showed, there is no EQ on the amp. It's just the pure tone of the amp captured with the plugin, which sounds great in my opinion. But then he can have the freedom to do whatever he wants. Either blend it, or use only the amp, or use only the DI, or reamp the DI, or whatever. But that's usually my process. I hope you guys found this helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the content that's coming to the channel. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.